As we progress through this nutrition plan, we want to layer on more recipes. So your first week could look like 5 meal recipes, and then you have 2 snacks. Maybe the next week you try to hit all of the lunches. Maybe the next week it's trying to hit the same 3 recipes for breakfast throughout the week, all of your lunches, and 2 of the dinners. Maybe it's I'm going to try to make all of the dinners, use them all as leftovers for the next day, and do all of the breakfast. That's fine. But each week, we just want to add 1 to 2 more recipes to the week. Ideally, we will get to a point where all of the recipes are being done, it's all taken care of. But for right now, again, week 1, we're going to take it really easy and slowly layer on. Same when it comes to tracking. Right now, you're just going to take pictures of those first 5 meals that you make and the 2 snacks that you do. Just one time with the snacks. You don't have to take the same picture 100 times throughout the week. But as we add more recipes, we're going to take more pictures. Now, if we get to the point where you're not losing weight as expected and you're doing the same recipes, then we're going to have to start going into more of the nitty gritty of macro tracking, where we would actually weigh your food. But just by the nature of what's happening, you're going from eating a certain way to eating very voluminous foods. You're going to be full all the time. You're not even going to feel hungry sometimes. And I encourage you to still eat. Even if you're not a little hungry, you can have a little bit. It doesn't have to be a ton, but we're trying to get ahead of actually being hungry. There's tons of vegetables, tons of fiber, tons of volume coming in with this program. You may not be hungry all of the time. But again, we still do need to think about hitting a certain minimum each day. So if we ever get to the point where we have to track your macros, we have to weigh your food, that's something that we'll talk more in depth about. I'll even show you like how I do it and how I make it more efficient. But that could happen down the line. But for a lot of my clients, even some clients lose 40, 50 pounds without ever weighing stuff. They just do the recipes. And again, that's our first goal, is getting you to a point where most of your meals are the recipes that I recommend, just because, again, they're going to be very high volume, lower in calories, and it's going to keep you full. Now, something I do want to note is this first chunk of programming that I have for you. Again, it's very basic. So you're going to be tempted to add rice, pasta, other things to the side. If you're going to add to those recipes, please take a picture of that so that I can see. Because if, habitually you're adding rice to a certain meal, like a skillet meal, and you're losing weight, hey, maybe we just make that part of it. But if, let's say, you're constantly adding rice to meals and weight hasn't budged in a week or two, hey, that might be a really easy way to start pulling back already without having to track anything. Just don't put that rice in that you normally would. But for spouses, for kids, for guests coming over, you may want to have that on the side. Slow and steady, small baby steps to go, and eventually that snowball effect is really going to take hold. So just take it slow, trying not to be stressed these first 4 weeks even.